was a aha, edo aba KOFI TV so live. Na ene yene openi Ivor Greenstreet ena eba abidi enkomo. Ensema wodo pi ene wo ho a megidi se obepese obebisa CPP amanyuku Frank Akutafo. Mebedru fie ha no manya ntie se wa hye kwana bi ti. Bedi machi na yakọ na yene openi yakọ akwedi enkomo. Good afternoon, Mr. Greenstreet.
Good afternoon, brother.
How are you, sir?
Wow, everything is fine.
I can see you are doing something. Can you tell my viewers what exactly is happening?
This is just for hand-to-eye coordination. It's a game called darts. So we are throwing these darts or arrows against the board according to certain scores you will get.
Okay. You call it hand to what coordination?
Hand-to-eye coordination.
Okay. Do you do this often?
Oh, of late, I've not been doing it. I've not had a chance to do it, but some time ago, yes, frequently. Yes.
Okay. First of all, tell us what exactly motivated you to think of running for the flag bearership of the CPP and wanting to be president of Ghana?
Well, we're a wealthy nation. Okay. We have so much potential. Oil, gold, gas, timber, cocoa, diamonds, bauxite, fertile lands, access to water resources, strong human beings. We are not supposed to be in the condition that we find ourselves in. So being part of a team, being part of a group of people who want to work hard to help to make the country better for all of us, it's a worthy cause. It's a noble cause. And I am very happy to be part of that. You see, we must resist all negative challenges stubbornly. Our response must be rapid, yet flexible. Ghana and Africa have to regain their dignity. An individual or a nation without dignity is susceptible to abuse and corruption.
Okay.
So we must never surrender. Our determination must be resolute. Okay. And our response must be unwavering. We have to take the world not by storm like the Chinese, but by tsunami. And there's so much we can achieve. And it is only the Convention People's Party, Akoko Party, Kwame Nkrumah's party, that can do it. 24 years, MPP and NDC have ruled us. But what have they done? Except fight amongst themselves, except divide the nation, except there be issues of mismanagement and corruption and failed promises. So it is time for us to go back and pick something. So we are not going for a rise for change. Okay. We say Sankofa. Let us go.
Sankofa, that means we had something that we need to go back for.
Yes. That is something that brought us Akosombo Dam, which today, up until today, 50 years later, that is what we are using to face this doomsaw. So it means something was being done right. And a nation, is still young after all these 50 or so years. So there's so much we can achieve. There's so much that is left undone. And with unity of purpose, with hard work, with discipline, anything is possible. There can be proper development, proper progress. Let me give you one example. Okay. Just one pay. Especially for those who live in Accra. Mm-hmm. We have a law. It is called Rent Act. Mm-hmm. According to that law, you, KOFI, if you are going to rent a room in Accra, according to that law, you are not supposed to pay more than 6 months rent to the landlord. Meanwhile, we are sitting down, our leaders are sitting down with this law, and landlords are demanding 1 year, 2 years in advance. How can any ordinary person who's on a small salary or a young family be able to gather enough of that money to pay 2 years in advance, except he or she is going to borrow money, either at high interest or from a relation? How are they going to pay back? So simply by implementing that law, you free millions of Ghanaians.
But that is possible only if government has a lot of houses.
No.
But if
even those houses which are available, even though there are less houses than those who are looking for houses,
Sure.
at least those who have the houses and those who are renting it should rent it in accordance with the law. That means when you are going to rent it, you only pay 6 months. That one you can afford it. But who can afford to gather 2 years and pay? So I'm saying simply to implement a law like that. Imagine the number of young people who want to even open businesses, but they can't afford a 2-year rent to get office. But if you are forcing this law to be implemented, they can get the money together and start a small business and pay only 6 months. That one I can afford it. And then that alone will create so much business, will create so much opportunity, will make so much money is moving around the system. That alone shows that the government is thinking about the people, about the suffering of the ordinary Ghanaian, whilst it also looks to see how there can be more housing by subsidies. Because you have to have subsidies. Who can afford? An ordinary person on ordinary salary, who can afford these days to go and build? Tell me how are you going to do it? You can't do it.
that is
So it's the duty of the government to make it possible for the ordinary citizen to live at peace and be happy. And that's why I'm saying we are a wealthy nation. It just means you have to apply your mind in a disciplined and hardworking way. But you have to have the heart to want to serve the people. That is why up until today, people still call the name of Kwame Nkrumah. Why is it that? Because when he came, he was not interested in houses or cars or all these trappings of success. He was coming to serve and sacrifice his life for the people. That is why all these years later, he has something greater. And that greater thing is a memory in the hearts and minds of the people that this is a man who came to serve. That's why they call his name. And leadership is a sacred responsibility and a sacred duty. That is why when you see a great chief or a great father or a great mother or a great community leader, they always call their names because of the contribution that they made. That's why I mentioned the simple thing of the Rent Act. Simply to insist and force that through would free up so many Ghanaians in this urban area. Because as of today, they say 53% of households in Accra live in a single room. What is that? Is torture? Is that living?
that is serious.
Torture?
But Safe no aka ho KOFI TV so ye ne opani Ivor Greenstreet ena edin komo CPP amanyoko no wono ena ekura franka flag bearer or hese Ghana for beto aba de amano na ene mo questions na ebi ahase a eba Joyce Amwa or say KOFI you are too much Brenda was say I'm watching you now was say a man of potentials Isaac Tete Kingsley Bonti was say can he speak Chi Minister can Chi kaka me kai NDC platform so uko kan Chi bi wo ho was say Ghanaians are not seeing the change they have come there to share their booty sa voice na ma we popular pa was that part of your speech that day?
Oh, sir, at that time,
I said, oh, can some no
NOBODY, nobody is feeling your better Ghana. Continuous doomso, corruption from top to bottom, left to right, inside out. And all the things that are making the Ghanaian people suffer too much. This bronya is dry, too dry. But I mean, they deserved it at that time. Because every leader, every group of ministers at every point in time, if they don't hear the voice of the people cry out to say that they are suffering, they will not hear. If your children in your house don't cry, you, as a father, will you hear? So you have to cry out. It is not meant to undermine or to insult or anything mad. We did not use any insulting word, or we did not use any aggressive term, but just to let them know that enough is enough.
We say nice one. KOFI ya Semo Ghana Adelaide in Tiamwadi no. Who is he? Pretty how pretty no. I think you just joined. Was say sound good. Okay, I'm doing the watching from Kingston, Johannesburg. Okay, Robert Mensah no. What's it? Hey, I'm watching Robert. Okay, cool one day. Or Hima Efia watching you live from Nungwa, okay. Nungwa, I have my dear phones. Thomas, do you more from questions, Kofi? Is he a Ghanaian somewhere on here?
The volume is too low.
I think if we on ho.
Hey, Kofi, you are fans though.
But Obi is also a Ghanaian.
I said they should know. I mean, in the system all these years, you know, Ghana is a nation made up of so many different groups of people. Nzemas, Evers, Gans, Fantis, and you know those along the coast. We've been infiltrated. Even Kofi, look, Kofi is a fair-colored young, handsome, fair-colored man. So that's how it is, you know. That's how God made us. But we are full-blooded Ghanaian, and they should watch the space. We are coming with honesty and integrity for progress, development, and opportunity for all Ghanaians. That is what CPP is about. And they should relax themselves. As for my good father, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, I think he had his term. He was foreign minister. He was attorney general for 8 years. He tried. As for my senior brother, John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, he has tried. He has also served MP, deputy minister. So it was a vice president. So he has tried. He has done his best. But none of them have done enough to warrant being returned or to come again. Even Paco Zindum was with the same government as Akufo-Addo for those 8 years. So when they were there, they didn't know that we needed a district, a factory at every district. When they were there, they didn't know that we needed to elect our DCEs. I did not hear of them when they were ministers shouting those things, but all of a sudden that's what they are shouting now. So we need to have a total and seismic shift and change in Ghana. Dedicated, hardworking, disciplined, honest, transparent, someone with the determination, the intelligence, and the capacity to deliver solutions to the people of this country.
And you believe you have that?
Others are telling me I have it. So.
Matisse say Obama disables free education. How true is that?
Oh, definitely all sections of our society where we have vulnerable people, whether we're trying to push women to also engage themselves in political activity through affirmative action. The same thing with persons with disability, rather than them being at the roadside, being a burden on themselves or society. The most important thing in life for every Ghanaian, whether disabled or not disabled, is that you have to have dignity as a human being. The best way to have dignity as a human being is to be employed, is to have a job, is to be working, is to be earning your own money so that you can take care of yourself, your family, your community, and contribute to your nation. So definitely, persons with disability need special access to health, education, to employment, to transportation, to be able to make their lives better than it is at the moment.
But any discrimination, say, free education. Why not Obia?
Definitely, we want free education for all Ghanaians. Okay. But certainly, you have to make sure that even at the moment, as we say, we have free education, people are still paying. Backdoor, they are having to make payments left and right. And so, if you look at the situation that they find themselves in, definitely, we have to come to their aid. You know, depending on the vast numbers that they are around the country. So I think it's important that we help all sections of society to advance the cause and make sure this country is equal for all of us. So whether you grow up in Sandema or Boku or Bibiani or Pasa or Nkwanta or anywhere in Ghana, you should have the opportunity to access the system because we are a wealthy nation and we can afford it.
Okay, my main message is Nekakra. Watching from US, God bless you. Georgina Osua. I do agree. Okay, welcome. Sakwadi. Okay, I'm watching you live. Jacqueline Latte. I say you are good. Solomon, I say he's making sense. Kofi, CP. Victoria Ajima. I say the man is highly impressive and well comported, very eloquent. Okay, nice idea. Obed, the hour the buy. No. I say ask him about EC filing fee, Mac Akon 9. Filing fee no those one I say what yeah.
But just recently we had by-election at Abetifi in Kwawu Mountains. the filing fee was 1,000 Ghana cedis, as it was in 2012. So if they knew for this by-election that the filing fee should be 1,000 Ghana, and EC are funded for elections through consolidated fund, it is not political parties who fund EC through filing fees, because it is supposed to be a process available to all Ghanaians, so that if you are a teacher or you're a nurse, but you know you can contribute to your area and serve Ghana, you don't have to be a rich man or a rich woman to do that. But yes, definitely there will be costs, and there will be administrative costs, but they will not be so exorbitant or so high as to exclude some people from the system. So definitely we knew that filing fees for the MPs, which were 1,000 Ghana cedis last time, definitely we knew there will be an increase, maybe 50%, maybe 100%, maybe more than that, because of inflation and all of these problems with the cedi. So if it was 1,000 Ghana, you might think it will go to 2,000 Ghana or 1,500 Ghana or 3,000 Ghana. But how can it go from 1,000 Ghana to 10,000 Ghana? And EC have not given any notice, any explanation. So within 2 weeks, if I'm filing 275 parliamentary candidates, that means I have to come and write them a check EC for 2.7 million Ghana cedis. Oh, it's not fair. It's not correct. It is not something that serves democracy or tries to ensure that the whole of Ghana has the opportunity, those Ghanaians who have the opportunity to participate. So we are not happy with it. But they say they will review it. So we are pleading with them to review.
What happens if that doesn't happen? If it's not reviewed, will you pay?
And I will not pay.
You will not pay.
I will not pay.
But that will also mean disqualification. You prefer to be disqualified.
If you see, that's why it is unreasonable. How could anybody have the expectation that something which was 1,000 Ghana cedis, even just 1 month ago, would be 10,000 Ghana cedis? So imagine you have done budget, knowing that it was 1,000 Ghana cedis 1 month ago, and that you know there's going to be increase. So you have 275 MPs, and you have budgeted for 2,000 Ghana cedis. Then already you know that you're on something like 500 and something thousand Ghana that you put aside, knowing that the filing fee is coming. Okay. But then they make it 10,000, and within 1 week, 2 weeks, you're supposed to come up with 2 million. I think it's unreasonable. If you think it's reasonable, then KOFI, you are the man. They say you are the man. You lend the CVP the money. Yeah.
Okay.
They have the cash.
Should
I come to the house?
But I believe you have some people who are backdoor funding your party.
But we also have to campaign. We also have to do billboards, posters.
So this money will drain your coffers?
We can't even get that money. You see, ours is a party based on principle, a party based on ideas, not a party just which, let's say, goes into power just to, should I say, enjoy money and then come to tell stories to Ghanaians later. That is why these other political parties, NDC, MPP, when they get into office, they do what they want to do. Because last hour, they go and give Ghanaians something small, T-shirts, small money, this, and then they go and do what they want to do. After all, you have taken it, and you have also taken it and voted for them. So why would they will increase electricity, increase water, increase transportation, give you no jobs, no opportunity. The streets will still be undone. There will still be sanitation problems all over. Everybody will be complaining on radio. Then they'll come again and do the same thing, and you will elect them again. Then you are at fault. It is not the political parties who are at fault. It is those who continue to vote for them who are at fault.
Wache is talking a lot of sense. This act is here in abroad. You pay 1 month rent and 1 month security deposit. I love his stance. I like that idea. Orueku or say and set there. Please ask him if he is not sounding like the old politicians we know in Ghana. Mo purpose na mbeka sa de munya post no na akwaya asem foforo.
Oh, but if I wanted that or was like that, I would have done it a long time ago. I was a parliamentary candidate in 2004 in this constituency. I was also West Wagon, General Secretary for 2 terms, where what we did was to serve the nation and try and ensure there was the opportunity through our policies and our programs. We are not interested in that. Convention People's Party is a party that brought political independence to this nation by fighting hard against the forces of reaction in this nation. So what we are embarked upon now is economic independence. Ghanaians are not having any opportunity. 54% of those between the ages of 15 to 24, they say they have no jobs. The ages of 15 to 24, 48% of them have no work. Hey! 48% of people between the ages of 15 to 24 in Ghana are unemployed. Did you hear those figures well? That is a crisis. CRISES, crisis.
We are in a crisis because of
that's one you can't solve it by, youth employment schemes, kind of window dressing. No, you have to unite the nation on a cause. Otherwise, we'll have problems here. 54%, 48% of people between the ages of 15 to 24 are unemployed, no job, and they say it is worse for women. And they say it is going to get worse in the coming decade because of our demographics and our population structure. Aye. Mawana, you hear people complaining about it all over. How can they survive and or be happy? Everybody's depressed. Everybody's wandering around dissatisfied. Whether you are even a graduate, they say now we have unemployable graduates. So that means you can spend all your years, you go to university, and you don't have skills to be employed. Then you are almost.
So what exactly will be your plan? Say Ghana for being a Juma in terms of employment. You talked of uniting for a cause. What exactly is it?
I'm not just saying uniting for. Obviously, you have to have specific things that you are going to do that are going to lead to employment. Okay. And everybody talks about employment or human resources. Okay. And the key thing is to what end or to what aim. So therefore, you have to ensure that everybody has the necessary skills, depending on their area, to be able to get them employment. But in the meantime, there are some things that you have to do to mobilize a large number of people who are unskilled. In other words, they have no skill. Okay. So you have to have a lot of public works programs where people are going to be engaged in activities which are labor intensive. But at least every day they'll get paid. Every week they will have money. Every month. And that will restore their dignity whilst they are given training in other areas with skills that allow them to be absorbed into different areas of the economy. But you can't leave huge millions of your population just with nothing to do. It is the responsibility of the state. Private sector cannot do it. Our private sector, 70% is informal. That means they are the ones operating these kiosks and moving around. No. You have to, the state. I'm not saying the state will own those businesses, but the state has to do something to create the environment for people to be able to offer employment.
Interesting. Peggy Ahmad on Call GTV. Thanks for joining. Shelley Wilson, was it great words, my brother Shelley. Mame Lizinshra, was it very true, but my person, was it, but not my person. If I'm to vote anyway, God bless him. Message, me, papa. Ajiman Kwesi, okay, you have joined Anan Tibua Pra. Prisia Himai, or my Yachiao. Jacob Kwanzaa, was it, he is so right on the house renting in Ghana. Very sad. Eric KOFI Boatin Yamwakwaba. Francis Chumesi, was it KOFI asked him for what can he do to make sure that teachers are taken care of. That means or a teacher. They say allowances. Your take on allowances.
You see, number one, first of all, you have to understand what leadership is about and what a leader can do if the leader is determined to do it. So automatically, any teacher or any nurse should have no problem with me. Because number one, I'm the son of two teachers who became professors. I grew up with teachers all my life on the University of Ghana campus. So straight away, I know the value of what it is that a teacher does. And there's nothing that I will not do to ensure that they have the opportunity to be able to continue to serve, because being a teacher is serving, yet at the same time be properly taken care of and have the proper facilities and the proper income, the proper allowances, and the proper incentives, the proper training to be able to them to contribute not only to themselves, but to those who they are going to teach and bring up throughout this nation. So it's about allocation of scarce resources. This one, we're not talking about rocket science. It's about money. Isn't it about money and allocation of money? Yes.
So will you restore allowances, teacher training allowances?
Yes, we'll restore allowances. And also nurses, all nurses who are in the private sector or in the public sector, who trained in the private sector or public sector, we will absorb all of them into the system. Because already the ratio of nurses to patients is already too low. Already there are lots of facilities available where they could therefore be absorbed. And apart from that, there are also a lot of CHIPS compounds around the country where they could also be providing temporary assistance, whilst in the medium term, more clinics, hospitals, and facilities are built. But as someone who spent 1 year of his life in a hospital bed, it is nurses who took care of me. Yes, doctors took decisions. They are the ones with intellectual ability and the training in terms of medicine. But it is the nurses who look after you. So I said, just like teachers, there's nothing I will not do to ensure that nurses are given what they want. That is on my own personal, and that is what a leadership is about. It's about having a personal drive and a personal intention towards something. So that is, and the Convention People's Party is a party that has social justice as part of one of its main 3 pillars: self-determination, social justice, Pan-Africanism. Social justice means that you take the wealth of the nation to ensure that the maximum number of people benefit from it, not just a few people doing business and enjoying the money, or a few politicians doing business, enjoying the money. In Accra, you ensure that the wealth is used to create opportunity for all Ghanaians, wherever they may be located around this nation.
There are some who believe yourself and Dr. Papa Kwasin Doom, you are 2 fine gentlemen that can help this nation, and so you should come together as a unified force. Will you agree?
I think that he has formed his own party, and therefore he is operating on what he has to offer Ghanaians, and so wish him well. I think this time Ghanaians are very intelligent, Ghanaians are very discerning, so I don't think Ghanaians follow one party anymore just because of mob mentality. So let those.
So you think the PPP is a one party, one-man party?
I will never say that, and I don't think I would ever want to criticize any Ghanaian who wants to offer himself to serve the nation. Nor would I be speak of that way either to those in the MPP or the NDC. But what I'm saying is, I'm speaking to Ghanaians. They should observe and choose and decide which they think are the ones who are best placed to offer them.
Okay. Let's go through some of the questions. Ken Babs, I say ask him what is his plans for the youth. Okay, I can know that. Samuel Ohene, I say KOFI. It sounds like he can do something to change Ghana.
Oh, say it properly. KOFI, the guy sounds like he can do something to change Ghana.
Ghana.
Emphasize that one.
Yes, Ghana. Yes, I to me as a Ghana.
This one, when they are in opposition, they sound good. But when they come into power, they do the opposite. Is that not what he's also going to do? Please ask him. I am very concerned with the decline of agriculture in Ghana. Okay. Can you please ask him what his take on Nana Addo's one community, one dam is? So there are 3 things so far. Youth, will I be the same, and agriculture. And then watching you live from Canada. But my problem is they give good promises, but when we give them the mandate, it will turn to be.
I think that has come earlier, and so it's a worry.
But they have a choice. They can continue and vote for MPP or NDC. I mean, that's democracy. And if they continue to do the wrong thing or not to live by their promises, then you can re-elect them so that they continue to live by their failed promises. It is a choice of Ghanaians. If that's what you want, continue. Okay? But you have to decide whether you want to take advantage of something somebody else is saying. And so you have to be brave and you have to be courageous. I am courageous as an individual. Ghana has to be courageous as a nation. And the reason why we have to be courageous is that courage is the first of all human qualities. And the reason why courage is the first of all human qualities is courage is the one quality which guarantees all other qualities. Okay? So it's a democracy they should continue to choose. In terms of agriculture, you should know that, once again, 24 years we have had MPP and NDC with these failed promises. 24 years. That is almost 25 years. Almost 1/4 of 100 years. They've been giving Ghanaians promises which they don't live by it. So, the important thing to understand is that about 60 to 70% of our people are smallholder peasant farmers around the nation. That means that's the majority of the people, living on these lands. So that means you have to attend to their needs if you care for your ordinary person. So you have to ensure that you improve feeder roads. You have to ensure that you make sure they're no longer using rudimentary technology. You have to give them the technology and the skills and the training. You have to make sure they have access to good markets for their produce. You have to make sure that they have access to the right price for their produce. You have to make sure that you provide assistance for them and their families in terms of education and access to health for themselves and for their children. These are the things that a nation has to be doing. Not claim to be doing it and say they are doing it and then never doing it. So,
all right. Let's go on. Sir,
green, total support.
Vandal, Major.
Green all the way.
Green all the way. Carlos Man. Yeah.
Please, you've the brain. Come and join MPP. Cut, because it's Nana's time from Vivian. Oh, why? Well, Nana, definitely it is time. It's time to be retired from the political process. But we love him none the same. We love all people who want to serve Ghana.
Okay.
KOFI, I've joined in from London. Please try and talk to leaders like this man and let Ghanaians hear more of his good plans for the country.
Okay, John
NDC, MPP are all the same. Nothing more to offer Ghanaians except this ideas can change Ghana. I bet you, KOFI.
Okay.
London is watching. Brilliant man.
Okay, that wisdom is from Daniel Kwejo Obin. Okay.
So Romeo Willie says wisdom. People don't get chance to be president. Romeo Willie, watching.
I think he means wisdom. People with wisdom don't get the chance to be president.
Oh, but
do you believe that?
Why? If I believe that, I wouldn't be in the race. If I believe that, it means I'll think I'm wasting my time. Look, in this life, man proposes and God disposes. Nothing is impossible with determination, and with drive and with willpower. So we all have a way of contribution.
Okay.
So Mami Liz, we are at fault. Ghanaians must make wise decisions. KOFI, what are his plans for education and Dumso?
Okay, I think. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Dumso. I think I explained earlier that the world or the earth.
But in short, you are going to.
I have to give them those vibes.
Well,
I'll do it faster. So you have the earth is a globe. Okay?
You know something? We are doing this part for the life. Just brief. The other part.
So will they get a chance to watch the other part?
Yes, they will.
Okay.
They will.
So our focus.
The other part will be on Adam TV.
Our focus is short term. Clearly, there's so much lost in the distribution of electricity. 25% of electricity is lost in distribution. So bringing that down alone to 5% through some investments will alone itself, if you aggregate the savings, reduce the price of electricity that ordinary Ghanaians are having to pay for. Apart from that, in the medium to long term, our focus is more on renewable energy reserves. I've explained to you that we have a wind corridor from Ada to the north of 1,000 kilometers along the Volta River, because we have a mountain range there and our topography there is a trough, and we will take advantage of that wind corridor, build wind turbines there, 9,900 of them at 300 meters triangular, generating enough wind, if you reduce the wind outage to 66%, of 9,000 megawatts of energy free at all times. On top of that, KOFI, see, we are Convention People's Party. Wind turbines are made from fiberglass. Okay? We will then reactivate the Abosso glass factory, which will produce the fiberglass. And any investor will be ready to invest in a factory like that once he knows there's going to be a natural market for all the things that are going to be produced. So we are going to link it backward integration. That's where you get even more employment in terms of capacity for training and things.
Free education. I say, Nana Akon, what's it? Did you had free education in your time? Did you?
Well, free education was started by Kwame Nkrumah, Convention People's Party. So, that it is because, as I've explained, we are a wealthy nation. Oil, gold, gas, cocoa, timber, diamonds, bauxite, fertile lands, access to water resources, strong human beings. We are not supposed to be poor. God has blessed this nation, but we have to do more to produce more. Tell him we love his ideas.
Okay, so that's Erica Hinkai.
I love this man for his fruitful words.
Okay, that is Lambert.
Hansel Boachi, the only way Ghana can create efficient jobs and to make its education system is to solve its problem. The recycling of the same old British system is what is creating the collapse of Ghana's education. I agree. I wish he wins as a president.
That's Dania Ampemdako.
Richard Ojija. Bro KOFI, still the sound is low.
I think it's from your end. Check it there.
Lambeth.
God's brain. Or say he's not
he's not political blind like some people we know who see red and say white. What plans does he have for kids with learning disabilities? I can answer that. Please, Kotoka International Airport is really a disgrace to Ghana as a whole. Arrival hall, please, what are you going to do about it? Number one, we will not continue to call it Kotoka International Airport. We will definitely have to call it.
You change the name?
Definitely, we have to change the name.
From Kotoka International Airport.
Why would you want to have an airport named after a coup? Or a coup maker, or someone involved in those activities? No. We'll change it. You can have Accra International Airport. Why not? You can call it Rawlings International Airport. You can call it. But
if you use Rawlings was also once involved in the coup.
Of course, but I'm just giving you an example of.
Okay. But Kotoka should go.
I believe so.
And it should be Accra.
Even Flagstaff House, we should consider changing the name.
From Flagstaff House to what?
We can call it Ghana Fie.
Ghana Fie. That would be a nice name.
Or Black Star House.
Black Star House. But if you call it Ghana Fie,
they will complain that why have we chosen
an Akan name?
Yes, so,
yeah.
But I think
it's a nice name anyway. Anyway.
So those are the things, agriculture we have asked.
Yeah.
Paulo say, KOFI, tell him I love him so much, but I was disappointed when he said he cannot see anything wrong with Mahama Ford saga. Eric Bosu, these politicians, I don't trust them because they're all the same. Nancy Nkrumah, I want to know if it's true they had received a car from Mahama. They're in my house, so there's no car here except
there's no car.
So don't worry. It's all stories to spoil me.
This man, Samuel Enini, he's an elder, big man in Finland, Church of Pentecost.
For him.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Ishmael Mante.
Adam okay, there.
The leaders are always Tete Botan. The leaders are always thinking about boosting the hardware of the nation, which is infrastructure, as only the scope of development, forgetting that without developing the software too, which is I agree with him.
Okay.
How are you going to curtail corruption in our country, Ghana? Okay. MPP all the way. Nana must come. Nana is a change. Ghanaians abroad are stuck in a foreign land. We want to come here, but can't do so. Wahala. Oh, Nana will try, but he will fail.
Really?
Definitely he will fail.
Okay, where he comes from?
He's a nice man, he will do well.
Eric.
He will not make it.
Eric Ahinkan is asking where you come from.
So we have areas in Ghana called Winneba, Jamestown, and Ikropong.
Okay.
So we are a blend of all of those.
Wow. Then you are a true Ghanaian. From Honorable Owusu Achian Wasekofi, he's the next president of Ghana. Believe you me, CPP for life. I love him for
God's brand.
I love him for his true words. What is profession? I think you are asking his profession. Mark Akonai. You're a lawyer.
Ivor, please, we need you in MPP. You see, MPP, yes, they are a party of great minds with great contribution. But let me give you one example.
Okay.
You know, President Kufuor, a great president, came with something called Golden Age of Business. If you remember, that was their slogan. Sure. Golden Age of Business. But if the Golden Age of Business succeeded, would we have so much unemployment? No, we wouldn't. So clearly there was no end of Golden Age of Business. Convention People's Party, we believe in Golden Age of Opportunity. We'll use the state to create opportunity for all Ghanaians. Okay? So that is why I am in CPP and not MPP. MPP is a great party. I have lots of friends there. But they believe in property owning democracy. And what ends up happening is just a few people make money whilst everybody else doesn't have opportunity. So I believe in a party which means you use the wealth of the nation and you use the state of the nation to create more opportunities for all Ghanaians. So that is why I'm in CPP. So I would urge him to leave MPP and come and join CPP. Yes.
What will happen if you go for a runoff? Which party will you support?
Those are decisions that I would not be taking myself. We will sit down as a party and work out what to do. But I think what will be happening is that either we are in first place or we are in second place. So, you know, the runoff is about us preparing to go to Ghana, because as you know, we're changing the name.
Sure. But
and you'll be one of our first appointments.
But currently, I think PPP is the third force, based on the number of by-elections and.
No, they're not. They don't even have an MP in Parliament. CPP, we have an MP in Parliament. They think they are the third force. That's why they keep on repeating it. And it has brainwashed you into thinking that it's the truth. As at now, there are 4 parties with MPs in Parliament. CPP, in Kumbungu, PNC, NDC, and NPP. PPP don't even have an MP. So how can they be thinking that they're the third force? You see, they want to create the impression that, you know, if you're dissatisfied with the NDC or NPP, vote for PPP. But who's going to vote for PPP? Okay? No, I don't think. I don't know. Maybe they have their strategy. So they should continue with it. But as for the Convention People's Party, it's a party with a true foundation. A foundation that is unshakable, that is incomparable with anything that MPP, NDC, or PPP can even dream or talk about. They can't even come remotely close. That is why the founder and leader of the Convention People's Party was voted as the African of the millennium. Not the Ghanaian of the millennium, the African of the millennium. You can't even come close. But what they are good at is using these methods of deception, creating impression in people's mind. But those are things that now that Ghanaians are tired of. That is why this soil, this political soil which exists at the moment, is so fertile. Because wherever we go, they don't want to vote for MPP. They don't want to bring NDC back. But they want another party to come. And that party certainly can't be PPP. It is only the Convention People's Party, tried and tested, which has the policies, which has a foundation that can rescue this nation. So we believe that we have to restore our dignity as a nation. As I've indicated, an individual or a nation without dignity is susceptible to abuse and corruption. So we have to resist all negative challenges stubbornly. We have to be resolute in our determination. And it is only the principles of self-determination, which means we are going to earn more. So let me give you another example.
Okay.
Why MPP and NDC are the same. 2 examples. Recently in Parliament, NDC and MPP reduced the amount of taxes and royalties that we get from Goldfields, Ghana. We used to be called Gold Coast. Ghanaians, are we feeling the benefit of the gold that is in our soil? No.
But
multinationals, they're feeling it.
Sure.
And our leaders, instead of being courageous and taking more from our gold so that we'd have more money for our people, they agree to take less. They are weak. They are weak and not courageous. Example number 2. Recently, they passed the petroleum bill. The basis of that petroleum bill is that we collect royalties and taxes to earn money from the oil that we have had. Since 2010 to 2015, that system, which has been re-emphasized in this bill that has been passed, earned Ghana $3 billion. Okay? There is another system called the production sharing system. It is a system that progressive countries in Africa are using. Nigeria is using it, Cote d'Ivoire is using it, Senegal is using it, other countries in Africa are using it. That system is like, KOFI, you are a farmer. You allow someone to come and grow corn on your land. At the end of the day, what do? You share the proceeds from the corn. This one is the same with oil. It's production sharing formula. You share according to what is produced. If we had employed that system, between the years 2010 to 2015, Ghana would have earned $9 billion. These are not dreams from Ivor's head. These are facts and statistics available anywhere. So that means we could have had an extra $6 billion we could have earned as a nation. What would that have meant? We wouldn't have been going for loans, and more loans. What would that have meant? We could have created opportunity for all these teachers and nurses who are complaining about lack of allowances. Number 3, just imagine the kind of opportunity we could have created to solve this massive youth unemployment problem. Just imagine what we could have done in terms of development, in terms of all our roads and our facilities. Just imagine the amount we could have done in terms of subsidies to our ordinary people to make their lives more bearable. as at now, Ghanaians are suffering. The hardship is too much. So they must resist NDC, must resist Arise for Change. It's a bogus Arise for Change vote. If you're frustrated, the last place you do is waste your vote on MPP. It's a wasted vote. They could say, come and do exactly the same as NDC. I've just described to you 2 examples where MPP and NDC sat down in Parliament and agreed. They've agreed to reduce the amount we earn or could earn from our oil. They have agreed with NDC to reduce the amount we earn from our gold. That is why one of the principles of Convention People's Party is self-determination. That means greater self-reliance. That means we earn more from our resources. Where else are we going to get our money from? Unless we get more from what God has bequeathed this nation, where else are we going to get money from to do all the things that everybody's complaining about that we have to do? We're not going to get it by borrowing it from World Bank or from IMF or for going for loans, Euro bonds. That is lazy work. Lazy.
Nice ideas, but do you think
they're not nice ideas? They are the only ideas which can rescue this nation.
Do you think
they are tried and tested? Let me give you one example. Even a coup maker, who I don't support coup makers, Achampong, who led this country during the 1970s, decided to take control of then Ashanti goldfields and took 51% of it. It was the same 51% that President Rawlings came to come and sell to make money at that time. So if Achampong hadn't taken that 51%, what would be left to sell? And eventually, are we going to have anything left that we own and control as a nation? Are we going to sit here and allow this wealthy nation, I've repeated it, oil, gold, gas, cocoa, timber, bauxite, diamonds, fertile lands, access to water resources, strong human beings. There are so many other nations who don't have access to water resources and all these minerals. They don't have them. We have been bequeathed all those blessings, and we should let other people come and enjoy them whilst our people are here suffering. Is that what you're advocating? It's not about nice ideas. They are the only ideas, and they have to be implemented.
Do you have a level playing field, finally, with respect to the Electoral Commission with this year's elections? Do you feel you are having a level playing field?
Well, if it comes to filing fees, no. No, I don't think that, if you create a system that is supposed to benefit only those who are wealthy, then I don't see what kind of political system you're trying to create. But in terms of the register and the other processes they're trying to establish, we are happy with some of them, but we'll continue to engage with them. We will not try and attack them as an institution. We will not try and attack individuals there as an institution. We will not try and create the impression that they have no intention but to try and rig the elections. We'll never be part of that. That, I think, is not a fair process. But we will certainly engage with them to try and improve the way they are going about things.
Okay. Your final words?
My final words is that we want peace in this nation. So everybody should watch their thoughts, their words, and their actions to make sure that we engage each other as civilized human beings, discuss our ideas, our policies, our programs, and they should look beyond. They should look beyond Arise for Change. They should look beyond Idebi Keke. They are not going to help them. They have tried them for 24 years. Arise for Change is empty. It's the same as NDC. And I've given you specific examples. So don't even think about it. It is only the Convention People's Party which has foundation of belief in the ordinary Ghanaian and his or her capacity that can rescue this nation. So I would urge them to join us as we move towards December 2016. It be green, oh, total support.
I can see a lot of greens in your house. All right, thank you very much. Open Ivor Greenstreet, Eddie and Komono, and Semne de Bebre, Badaha, and Yedo ABC. Game interesting. Very interesting game. That is where we started from. Ahanso and Yedi Ebewe. Focusing Neni and Nensa Ahwade na Odni na Shekwan Yebetumi Afaso na Abua Amaniama Akoye. Medini Kofi Adoma Mweni, but memory and fise 17th of Bosumi ya mewa Italy, Brescia. Yenshia Africa Royal Awards no baso de nende. If you hono there are other surprises and inti yenshia ho 17th no. Bomodin a wo hwe me page no so ba hu se bana no eda ho. Bomodin a na yenshia ho na ebeye kikim surprises pii ne yɛde free Ghana yɛde ɛba ɛno akyi no joy daddy bitters yɛdi ekura yɛasɛn ɛna biribiara yɛ KOFI TV yɛde live stream si yɛde ɛbrɛ ɛno akyi no hunchun capsules wonya bi ɛboa regulatory prostate no wɔn nso ekura yɛasɛn ɛna afei nso yɛ jaisun herbal WMP ne deɛ woro yam yi amama nyina efiri yam ema ohunu say yes nneɛma akoyi ede ama na Cindy's online shop. Just go on Facebook, search for Cindy's online shop. Opesa oto nneɛma wɔ Ghana ha ema ho nneɛma obɛship ne nyina wɔ rep wɔ Ghana ha ene Europe ama ahodo ne nyina so obɛboa ama watumi enya bi edemo besia. Have a nice day. We will be back with some other interesting stuff. Mami Lizin Shah was here. I'll meet you. Okay, Mami and Shah or Italy no more. Very great. Me do wanna make sure itinerary no other places, but try never Brescia. Ni emfa ara awards no. And she so. Yakram.